Noise. Chatter. As I gaze out at the peaceful city, the lingering streets.
Hello there, gorgeous gamers, and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got a PSVR review for you, and it's for the visual novel Altdeus Beyond Chronos, which is a new VR game for PSVR, playable on PS4 and PS5. But is it worth your time? Let's have a look-see. It's always a good day when a well-realised and thought-out visual novel game hits the scene. It crafts an exciting full-blown narrative that elicits strong responses when done correctly. Developer My Dearest Inc. makes no apologies in attempting to use these strengths to the fullest with the power of VR in their latest addition to the Chronos series. With the game being an interactive visual novel, it should come as no surprise that the main focal point is the unfolding story that transpires. For that reason, it's hard to go into massive detail on the game's story. However, the basic premise follows a dystopian future, where humanity is now plagued by a strange alien race known as the Meteorers, who have inflicted massive devastation onto the world. Chasing humankind down to the brink of extinction, humanity was left with no other option but to retreat and take refuge underground. Augmented Tokyo, which has become the stronghold for humanity, is where an anti-Meteora military organisation is stationed to stop these unknown invaders. From here you assume the role of Lieutenant Chloe, an artificially modified super soldier who is assigned to pilot a giant mecha robot against these alien foes. Unfortunately, Chloe isn't as cool as Captain America. She is a brooding loner who would give Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion a run for his money, even though she has a reason for her down-look attitude, as the memories of her past constantly haunt her, which coincidentally is her motivation for engaging in the war. Throughout the game, Chloe becomes more and more likeable as her motivations become clearer. When Chloe is piloting the robot, she is accompanied by a virtual idol called Noah. This cyber diva sings in combat and might sound annoying on surface value, but provides some entertaining moments. The story itself feels very reminiscent of anime classics, and it primarily centers around robots fighting and musical influences. But there are also many dark, psychological, apocalyptic themes embedded into the story as well. Even though it takes a lot of inspiration from other powerful tales, the story being told here still feels distinct and different enough to stand out. A high point of the game is that multiple endings can be achieved by taking different pathways. These different endings can only be obtained by choosing certain characters' dialogues, action events, and interacting with items at key points. This gave the experience great replay value. I've already finished 2 outcomes, but I'm still looking forward to uncovering all the different pathways to see if there are still facts just waiting to be unturned. One of the interactive features which helped make the plot so memorable was the characters you encounter. Admittedly, you only interact with a handful of them throughout the story, but I still found myself enjoying the conversations. There were a lot of opportunities to speak with them in between major plot points and allowed me to delve deeper into their different personas. There was a good mixture of personalities too, including a self-proclaimed mad scientist, a hot-headed mecha pilot and an ego-tripped electronic pop star. Seeing them up close in VR almost gave a sense of familiarity after interacting with them, which I really grew to like. When the dialogue between these characters took a momentary break, other game mechanics would try and draw me in. If I had the opportunity to explore the nearby surroundings, I could use the controller to look around the environments and interact with various items. Having the capability of interacting with objects in this way was a key feature that the game would often emphasize. With the ability to reach out and touch items, created a level of absorption that was great to experience. This was particularly striking in piloting segments, where you would have to hit panels at the right time to activate combat in the mecha robot. This was very eye-catching and very dramatic to be a part of. Another aspect of the interaction mechanic was that it would allow me to analyse items, telling me the smallest details. At first, I didn't mind this as it helped enforce the idea that this world has advanced technology everywhere, but I did wish there were more items, or at least more significance behind the items that you interact with. I like pizza just as much as the next guy, but do I really need to analyse a pizza slice? Not really. My only other small complaint was that some of the items could be slightly awkward to pick up at times. An interesting mode of gameplay introduced is the opportunity to make choices and judgments in the world with the guidance of a decision support system. When presented with a social dilemma, the Libra system would spring up and give possible options. The Libra system is a virtual overlay that would display percentage of positive and negatives associated with that choice. The choices that were made would affect the relationships between characters and create different pathways moving forward. After stepping out of the VR cockpit, how did this quirky interactive visual novel fare? Altdeus Beyond Chronos does not shy away from the fact that it's heavily story orientated, and it embraces this aspect with a spellbinding story, interesting characters and multiple endings with plenty of replay value. This is made even more immersive through the VR's abilities, adding a whole new level of immersion, previously unseen in visual novels. This really helped elevate several parts of the game, from interacting with key items to fighting in a compact robot. If you're on the hunt for a dark visual novel that stands out from the crowd, then you could do a lot worse than this one. And that is the end of this review. I hope you found it useful. If you did, you know what to do. Go on down below, hit the like and subscribe buttons, leave a comment and give the bell icon a nudge so that you're the first to know whenever we've got new stuff. Go to the info box and you'll find our social media channels, website links and our supporters page where you can support the team if you can. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye bye.